Welcome everyone. In this December episode, we will be discussing the growth potential of certain regions based on our data, along with the economic growth factors influencing these areas. This makes them attractive for investors now and in the future. We will focus on specifically on New South Wales region. Unfortunately, none of the selected suburbs are part of the major cities, towns, or even familiar towns in the regional areas. The market and our focus are shifting, resulting in the selection of lesser known suburbs based on our criteria. Please pay attention as we explain the data used, our triangulation method, and the performance and the risk of these suburbs compared to others. Let's get started and share the details. We'll be covering a lot of data points and discuss why certain regions or suburbs have growth potential and why we should be cautious about investing in these areas. We'll cover multiple regions thoroughly, not just to provide coverage, but because we have managed to examine several key areas. Our suburbs are chosen from various regions. For instance, we have picked the location from Hunter region, Tamworth region, the border between New South Wales and Victoria, and also the border between New South Wales and Queensland. Additionally, we cover the Wagga Wagga region as well. In each of these supports, we will discuss the pros and cons, focusing on the factors to consider when making the decision. We need to be mindful of cost and cautions about how we enter the investment. Is it going to be short term, medium term, or long term investment? We're discussing the data points that could help decide whether to enter or avoid the market based on your investment strategy, right? For this episode, we focused on the Hunter region, specifically the Muswell Brook region. This is a suburb. We are looking at a median price range of 100,000 to 600,000. Other suburbs in the Newcastle area, like Maitland, have prices currently sitting above and beyond 650,000 to early 700,000 price mark. We have chosen this Muswell Brook or few key factors. When looking at the rental tenancy, there's a quite turnaround in securing tenancies. The rental proportion supports the investment without any anomalies, and the rental yield is above 4.7%. Right? So that's part of post-investment strategy. Of course, these indicators show Muswell Brook is a region worth investing in long term. Several projects like Muswell Brook bypass, a hydro facility are underway. The area also has good educational institutions to support the community needs. Additionally, the suburbs benefits from the growth of the Newcastle region, though it does have its own amenities and facilities. It's pretty standard for growth, and that's what we are focusing on. The rental market is stable, but the growth in rental income for investment is in higher price range. Over the last 36 months, prices have risen by about 51 to 60%, which is quite significant. There's still potential for growth, but it is minimal. Ideally, growth should be around 30%. Typically, we see 40 to 42% growth over 36 months in the high growth, high potential property market for investors to leverage future growth potential. Therefore, we recommend only to go to this suburb in Newcastle if you are very specific and you are looking at a long term investment only as the strategy. But is it the right strategy to choose these properties for medium to short term investment? I think that needs to be further questioned upon and dwelled upon. Hence, that's a question that needs more assessment before making a decision. So I will leave it at that point and move on to the next region. What we have is from Tamworth. Tamworth has its own unique charm with a lot of growth potential. The manufacturing, retail, hospitality sectors have been booming in the region for quite some time. Between 2021 and 2022, there was significant investment and influx of investors leading to boom. This momentum continues till date, especially with 50% price increase over the past 36 months. We have chosen the suburb of Oxley Val for our focus. Oxley Val has increased in price by 60% over the past 36 months. This doesn't mean the prices will stop rising, but the rate of growth we have seen may not continue at the same high performance we are seeing in other areas. Nationally, property values grow at certain percentage over a 10-year period, and its year on year growth would be around 7% across Australia. While we can expect some growth, predicting how much beyond that is uncertain. The growth has already happened, however, factors like days on market, vacancy rate, and rental yield are still decent for investors. Investors should be mindful that 44% of the population are renters in this suburb, suggesting landlords have limited influence on rental prices. Additionally, the health industry is booming, providing many entry level job opportunities and boosting the local economy. There are roles in healthcare administration like receptionist and administrative assistants, along with skilled trades and engineering jobs supporting the area. That's all about Oxley Vale, and let's move on to the next suburb, which I call it a satellite town, again in Tamworth region, and the suburb name is Quirindi. It has its own healthcare and social and school facilities to meet the local needs. The rental yield is great and promising. The market hasn't seen much price appreciation, which is great for the investors, right? With a median price at 360,000 and a 44% increase over past 3 years. This offers a significant buffer for investors like us. We we are still interested because it's a developing region, even though it's quite far away from Tamworth city center itself. So the suburb is highly recommended. The pressure and the growth here are creating a ripple effect that extends beyond the suburbs and affects Tamworth and its surrounding area. Kurindi, for example, is a 54-kilometer drive from Tamworth city center itself, but it benefits from various operations, including its own agriculture dependency and other economies that drive Tamworth. It's a double-edged sword here, but we highly recommend to make informed decision. Currently, there are several approved projects like aquatic center, water treatment facility in and around Quirindi itself. It's also said to be the football hub of New South Wales with fertile black soil that supports extensive farming, including grain production and livestock. This agriculture base provides jobs and economic stability. So yeah, we really need to consider this for an investment, any investment for that matter, in New South Wales. Now, when you look at the border towns between New South Wales and Victoria, we'll cover areas like West Albury and Lamington. Let's go to West Albury. There are other parts of Albury like North Albury and South Albury which have already seen the boom with prices beyond and above 600,000 as the median value. West Albury is also over 600,000 on the purchase price point, and in the last 36 months there has been a 20 to 30% increase. So it's still a secure potential in both areas, but the rental yield is only sitting at 4.43%, which isn't great for rental income. As investors, we need to be careful with our decisions in this region. However, other supporting projects includes infrastructure, agriculture, and manufacturing. For example, agricultural activities such as crop production and livestock farming contribute to local employment and public stability. It also has manufacturing industries like the newsprint paper mill, which process pine logs from nearby mountains. The sector is a key employer in Albury, offering many job opportunities and supporting community well-being through healthcare and social assistance. Then there's the industrial area along the Hume Highway, which is around 450 acre site ready for heavy industrial development with easy access to major transport links like the highway and Melbourne to Sydney rail line. Albury Regional Corporation aims to create a hub for advanced manufacturing, circular economy, and logistics services by leveraging the opportunity at Nexus Industrial Site. These developments are supporting the local economy and future growth, attracting the investors. We recommend looking at Lamington on the map, which is also from the Albury region, which is next to Albury suburb itself. Lavington also enjoys all the benefits that it gets from the Albury region. It's a suburb with a median price of 480,000 and has seen only 10% growth in the last 36 months. The gross rental yield is sitting at 4.87% with potential for rent increases over time, which is a positive for investors. All the factors we discussed for West Albury and Albury's region growth also applies to Lamington, right? Because it's in the proximity. Lamington is a great investment as compared to Corindi from Tamworth itself. The council is redeveloping the sports ground and the swim center is being upgraded too. Plus, they are improving the public areas like the car park in the Lamington CBD. So now we are moving into the central part of New South Wales, specifically Wagga Wagga suburb and called as Toland. The median purchase price here is 482,000, and in the past 36 months the prices have increased by 60%. This means there's a little to no potential for immediate to medium term growth. You will need to be extra cautious to make the most of any investments in this area. Additionally, there are also many ongoing developer based projects. The council has approved a large estate of 1,500 houses to be built. If that happens, it will be a strain to the rental market, affecting supply and demand, impacting the investors, rental income, and growth. So it's important to carefully choose the suburb for investment. There are also some ongoing infrastructure upgrades, so future research is essential. Lastly, we discussed the area near New South Wales and Queensland border, including the suburbs of Grafton and South Grafton. These suburbs have a median price of around 421,000 with 31% growth in the last 36 months, which is impressive. The economy is boosted by manufacturing, agriculture, and serving as a hub for transportation and logistics between New South Wales and Queensland. Tourism, thanks to many beaches and other industries like timber, retail, hospitality, healthcare, also contribute to a stable economy. However, when selecting property in this area, be cautious as it's a high flood risk zone. So yeah, that gives a complete coverage of where we are at. So, as an investor, it's crucial that you conduct proper due diligence before selecting a property and performing a flood risk assessment. We have covered regions from Hunter to Tamworth, moved to the border towns of New South Wales and Victoria, and ended our coverage in the satellite towns of Grafton and South Grafton near Queensland border itself. It's our responsibility to highlight why we choose this data, what the median prices are, what indicators need to further be investigated for making an investment decision. This video does not provide exhaustive data but focus on key points to help you decide. Conducting a detailed, thorough analysis is time consuming and non intuitive for all readers. I have aimed to surface the key vital points to aid your decision making while identifying the best performing suburbs and necessary areas for further due diligence in New South Wales region. I want to make you aware that these suburbs aren't particularly strong or diverse in their own economies, which range from agriculture, manufacturing, retail, and healthcare to hospitality, tourism, mining, and education. These regions typically cover 3 to 4 economic sectors only. However, it's worth considering how self-sustainable these economies are and how they can support sustainable growth and rental yields. This episode aims to highlight best performing suburbs in regional New South Wales for investment ranging from around 480,000 to 600,000, offering strong rental yields at least above and beyond 4.8% while maintaining a balance of supply and demand on the stocks and listings of the property itself. I hope this helps you with selecting investment suburb in New South Wales for the month December 2024. Thank you.